Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Friday, the 14th day of November. Here we go. This halacha, a very interesting question, I should just tell you, is going to be a psak based on Rabbi Neustadt, who has a book called The Weekly Halacha Discussion. Here's his very interesting psak. You know that a lot of people like to use baby monitors now and leave them on in the room where the baby's crib is so that they could hear if the baby's breathing right, doing okay, in trouble, crying, or whatever. And the question, of course, becomes, is it okay to use one of those on Shabbos? Like for Friday night through the night, it's kind of acting like a microphone. And the question was raised, is that going to be allowed, yes or no? So to back it up a little bit, you should just know that Rav Moshe Feinstein Zatzal paskined years and years ago already that the Orthodox way is that we do not use microphones. The big question was microphones and shuls, and in his psak, which we're all following today, is that a good Orthodox shul does not use a microphone. And although the microphone is turned on before Shabbos and it seems very passive because you're not actually doing anything, all you're doing is talking, and the microphone is passively just picking up what it is that you're saying and amplifying it, helping it to be amplified, he paskined for all of us that we just don't do that on Shabbos, period. Now that we know that, of course, the question is going to be, well, then how permissible is it going to be to use a baby monitor? It's kind of the same thing. It is acting like a microphone, and it is broadcasting to the other room where the other piece of it is. It's acting like a microphone, amplifying the baby's breathing or crying or whatever for the parents to hear in their other room or the other part of the house. So generally, Rabbi Neustadt says that they should not be used on Shabbos. That's your basic psak. There's more, but basically you should try not to use them on Shabbos. And of course the question becomes, sometimes it happens that the baby is in need of this because there's some danger, or maybe danger is a strong word, but the parents are quite concerned based on the baby's health and think that he really should have a monitor on through that Friday night. So here's what Rabbi Neustadt suggests you do in such a situation. If the parents feel that they really have to have the monitor on because of some questions about the health of the baby and how well he will do, he suggests that you do this. You leave it on through Friday night on a Shabbos clock, so that it will only be on when, like the bare minimum, through the night when you feel we'll be asleep in the other room and we won't hear it, so you're trying to hear the baby, and you'll use it just at that bare minimum, just for when you're asleep. That thing will be on the Shabbos clock, and you'll hear the baby crying through the monitor, and that's okay. And then it'll go off on Shabbos morning, so when it goes off on Shabbos morning, you'll have no problem of anybody speaking in there and activating the microphone and making it pick up sounds, because it'll be off by Shabbos morning when anybody comes into the room. And then he does suggest that if any adults do go into the room on Friday night to check on the baby, they should be extra careful to not make any noises in the room so that that microphone will not be picking up any of your sounds, because your sounds, you the adult, don't need to be broadcast. And if you are stepping into that room to check on the baby, he recommends that you just go into the room quietly, check on the baby, make no sound, so nothing is broadcast by an adult or you over the microphone, and then tiptoe back out of the room and even close the door quietly, and then everything is fine. And then by the time the morning comes, the Shabbos clock will have turned it off. Any noise that happens in that room the rest of the day will not be an issue. Everyone else is awake, hopefully, the rest of the day, and everything's all taken care of. That's what he recommends. If your situation is more complicated than that, then, well, you've been alerted to the basics, and now you know how to ask a good question to your rabbi if you feel you need more, or this won't quite do it for you, or whatever. But those are the basics according to Rabbi Neustadt's psak. Thanks for logging on, and log on again tomorrow, I should say after Shabbos, for more. Bye-bye.